When I signed in this morning, like you have to when you're a presenter, I was the very last talk on the list. So I don't know whether they were saving the best or last, or assuming that no one would turn up because everyone would be asleep. So no pressure on me. Feel free to yawn. I won't take it personally. I may even yawn myself. This presentation I submitted several months back, and it's entitled How We Convinced Our Boss to Create a Team of Makers, something I'm really quite passionate about. And this is really a true story of drip and how you can drip. Let's crack on. You were supposed to start with a contentious statement. So my contentious statement is, it's easier and cheaper for your company and you to not bother contributing back to Drupal and to carry on using it for free. So why contribute? There's lots of reasons I believe we should contribute back to Drupal. Some of those are driven by changes in Drupal recently. One of those is the marketing initiative. People will come to your agencies and say, I want a website. I think with the Drupal marketing initiative, I think it's more likely people will come to you and ask for a Drupal website. I think that's probably true also of Starshot and the new Drupal CMS. People will hear about Drupal more often and will come to you looking for a Drupal website. And of course, the Drupal website itself, Drupal.org, is transitioning from being about developers or being for developers to being more about users rather than us, people in this room. So when people want to have a Drupal website, they'll come to Drupal.org and they'll look on the list of certified partners to see who's good at Drupal, who's got creds, who's got chops, as we say in the UK. And even if you can't compete yet against those listed certified Drupal partners, being able to show something on your Drupal profile is a great start. And when I say your Drupal profile, that might be your company profile, or if you're a contractor, it might even be your own profile on Drupal.org. Now, this is the only bit of audience participation, so I'm glad there's at least more than one person in the room. Hands up if you've ever contributed something back to Drupal. Keep your hands up. Leave your hands up if your company actively supported, recognized, or encouraged that contribution. Okay, there's a few hands gone down. For those people, put your hands down now. I know it's a bit late in the day. Save the one sat next to you. This talk is really about helping those people that put their hands down. We'll go through that quite in depth. Hello, my name is Duncan Worrell. I live just north of London in a village that was renamed King's Landing in 2014, hence the t-shirt, I know nothing. I discovered Drupal just as Drupal 6 arrived, and I used it to run Europe's largest online snowball community for the best part of a decade. I have ridden fresh powder with one of the 9 ring wraiths. True story. I run competitive volleyball for a big chunk of the south of England, supporting thousands of players, again, of course, using Drupal. Until last Friday, I worked at CACI Digital Experience, formerly known as Cyberduck, which is 17 syllables. And in 2 weeks' time, I start to work at Zucha, which is much easier to say. I'm here to talk about how CACI, which we'll go with, started and continue to benefit from a culture of contribution and innovation. And I'm exceptionally proud of 3 things we nurtured at CACI, and the first of those is drip. So let's jump into drip. We called it the Drupal Innovation Programme, and we decided to call it innovation rather than contribution because it's really about doing Drupal better, or certainly things better, not necessarily about working for free. When you're trying to sell things to your boss, giving things away for free is probably not the best place to start. And also, of course, drip is way better than Drupal. My slides are intentionally wordy. There's no GIFs for the Zucha team here. And I'd love these words to be part of an inspiration you can take back to your company to hopefully try and change your culture. So why did we start doing innovation at CACI? The team wanted to do Drupal better. They wanted to try and develop best practices, create repeatable processes, learn and try new things, make the boring things easy, and of course, have more fun at work. You spend a third of your life at work after all, even if you're sat in your pajamas in front of a Zoom meeting. Drip for us was something we developed over a few months, but it became quite formed quite early on. One of the things we started was we created a safe space on Slack, a private channel with just the Drupal devs there. And the idea was no stupid questions. Not everyone is good at the same things. You know, if you've got a stupid question you want to ask on about Drupal, that was a place to ask it. We started twice weekly Drupal stand-ups. So these are not project stand-ups. These are Drupal stand-ups where we talked about what we were doing on our Drupal projects and how we could help each other. I've lost count of the number of times somebody has said, I did that recently, give us a shout. Absolutely brilliant. Every other week, we had a longer meeting. We picked a topic, we shared a thing. We even did proper retros of Drip so we could improve Drip month on month. We brought in other people, whether they were front-end devs, designers, project managers, sales, or the new business team to try and inspire them with our own inspiration of Drupal. We also wanted to show the company how awesome Drupal was. So we shared our passion for Drupal. We created some product demos, things like Acquia DAM, Apinio LMS, headless Drupal using React. We also built a backlog of tasks, whether that was looking at this particular module or doing this or doing that. So what that backlog of tasks meant was that if there was no billable work to do, there was always something to do under the Drupal Innovation Programme. CACI were very generous. The whole company decided to start investing in innovation. So we were given sort of 3 hours a week to spend on innovation. And what we did as a team was we condensed that into 6 hours every second Friday to basically do innovation for about a whole day. So that's roughly 10%. So it's between 5 and 10%. And I think that's a good figure if you are going to invest in innovation. Now, whilst Drip is an opportunity to learn, it wasn't about training. It wasn't about studying for certification, but it was all about bringing value to the company. So value for who and value how. Let's jump into and talk about value. The devs loved it. It allowed them to learn new dev skills, whether that's recipes, single directory components, starter kit themes, installation profiles, looking at the next version of Drupal. And it allowed them to take ownership and learn non-dev skills, like running a project within the program, do some public speaking, like I am now, or write an article. Basically try non-dev things, see if they liked it, see if they wanted to go in a different direction within the company. Like I said, the devs absolutely loved it. We were running a survey every Friday, I think it was, and I had a look at the numbers, and whenever we had Drip, there was a little uptick in the happiness of people who were working for the company, certainly within the team anyway. It was a great chance to step away from the politics of project work and do some blue sky thinking. We also like to think, of course, that Drupal is free. We know we should be giving back to Drupal. It allowed us to do the good things. It allowed us to contribute back to Drupal, help other people, which we'll come back to in a few seconds. Also, altruism is good for the soul, and these benefits are well studied. So exceptionally good for mental well-being, just a chance to step back, work with some different people, and it felt like a chill day. Because it was a Friday, it was a great introduction to the weekend. They all loved it. Value for the teams. It created a much better team. We were more open as a team. We were friendlier. We were helpful and efficient and able to recognize and celebrate our differences, which of course we are all different. It gave us the opportunity to work with new people, and also we learnt who we worked well with and who was good at particular things. That was actually quite useful for me when I was resourcing projects. I could go, Joe and John were super good working together on that innovation project. Let's put them together on this actual client project. Like I said, we're not all good at the same things. A senior dev might never have used the group module, and that might actually be something that one of the junior devs is particularly good at. We learned who was good at what and who we could ask for help. Super useful within the whole team. Value to projects. Knowledge sharing generally was a benefit and strengthened all the projects we were working on. We could implement best practice across all our projects, and we were able to do that much more rapidly because we developed best practice across the drip space we were working within. Working with other teams allowed us to build their Drupal know-how, because at CACI we do Laravel, a little bit of sorry, and some other technologies. So whilst we're very passionate about Drupal, the rest of the company didn't necessarily share our passion. So it was really important for us to share that passion with them and to sort of upskill them as well. It allowed us to duplicate and upsell work between clients. One thing we tried with one client, we could take to another project. We could sell them 3 days' work and do it in half a day. That was obviously beneficial for the project managers. They loved that, of course. And of course, not all innovation was non-billable. If there was something we were building for one project, they might actually pay for that, and we could use it somewhere else. Value to the company. Now, this one's the important one, I guess, because this is how you're going to convince your boss to actually allow you to do this. We almost got our Drupal certified partner status without realizing it. In fact, it was Drupal that came to us and said, "Oh, by the way, did you know you're a silver certified partner now?" He was like, "Oh, great, that's brilliant. I had no idea." We use that in every single pitch we work on because it proves we're Drupal experts. Prospective clients undertaking due diligence, whether they've come to our website and seen we do Drupal, or they've come via Drupal, they can look at our Drupal profile and see that we know what we're doing. It gave us better marketing and thought leadership. We can create case studies for the websites we've done, and to put on our own website, and of course to put on Drupal.org. It allowed us to write articles and to plan webinars to support marketing initiatives. We were able to share progress, demos, and proofs of concepts, and we did that regularly in what we call CAM, which is our company announcement meetings, which we held every 2 weeks. It allowed us to update the whole company on what we were working on, to prove we were working on something, not just having a jolly, and also, again, to share the benefits of Drupal. Job satisfaction and recruitment. Now, I know I've just left CACI, so it's not a particularly good advert for that, but I think generally we retained many of our team for much longer than we would have otherwise done. And it also boosted recruitment. When we were recruiting new developers, we were able to say, "Hey, by the way, we do Drupal Innovation. We spend 1 day every 2 weeks to do that." And of course, that's a massive selling point when you're trying to recruit new people to the business. And of course, there's a massive value to Drupal. Well, I guess we're all here. I've got no speaker notes here. It's literally every module and core bug raised, tested and fixed. Every new module you create and support. Every person you help on their Drupal journey. Every event you organize or support. Every case study and article you write. Every webinar you run. And every new Drupal client you win. All those things are super valuable to Drupal and the Drupal community. Someone's taking a picture. Pause for dramatic effect. Thank you. I've only seen one yawn as well. Very well done. Now, the costs. This isn't free. We were working on non-billable things. We were spending time not generating income. So of course there's a cost. The cost is something which is quite high, especially if you want to become a Drupal certified agency, particularly now that they've changed the certification process. I think even for a small company, it's like $8,000 to become, to get on that list even. That's quite a lot of money. I'm not sure I 100% agree with the mechanics they use for that. CACI in particular, there was a dozen of us working in Drupal, but we're a company of 1,100 people. Next time we renew, it's $25,000. That's a lot of money to find for a company. Anyway, if you're just talking about earning credits, the cheapest way to earn credits, I've done the maths, is sponsor DrupalCon. I think it cost us I keep saying us. It cost CACI about $2,500, I think, to sponsor DrupalCon, and that works out at about $5, euros, pounds a credit. That is exceptionally cheap, by far and away the easiest way to generate credits. Probably the most expensive is actually fixing bugs in other people's code, and I'm excluding core there because core credits are weighted, because it can take quite a long time to fix a bug, and whether you earn a credit is very much at the whim of the maintainer. Create useful modules and support them. Be generous with your credits when they're deserved with other people. And of course, case studies are also a great way to earn credits. So you get, I don't know, I think they're also weighted, depends on who the client is. But again, you can earn sort of 5 or 6 credits for just creating a case study. And of course, your case study is used on your website as well as Drupal.org, so it's a double win there. There are other methods to generate credits. I know I know Zucha, for example, they incentivize people to work outside of the normal working hours, and they have like a league table of who's owned the most credits. The other thing, of course, is that Drupal has no license fee. It's open source and free. But I think it's got a moral fee, which I guess is what we're talking about, is that contribution. So why not pass some of that back on to some of your clients, whether that's openly or transparently. You say, we're going to charge you £1,000 a year because we contribute back to Drupal, or you just increase their day rate. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. £1,000 for a year is absolutely peanuts. We're almost there. I've discussed how we did drip at CACI, but your drip might look very different. Like I said, we had a team of between 14 and 10. That was quite easy for us to have these hour-long meetings and to have 20-minute stand-ups and to work all day on every other Friday. For you, it might be much more difficult. If you've got 100 Drupal developers, you're not going to be able to do that. So there's lots of different ways you might come up with how you can do drip. There's a whole lot of things you can do simply to start drip. Drip's our name as well, but feel free to reuse that. Raise bugs when you find them. Simple. Feedback when you test something, someone else's patch. Create a patch to fix a bug you found. Go looking for bugs, whether they're core, or perhaps you could go and have a look for any small updates that are required for Drupal 11. And you can convert a custom module into a contrib module. My recommendation would be, if you're creating a module for a client, think, I wonder if this is useful outside of this client, and you can actually turn that into a contributed module. Create something cool and share it. I am going to plug Site Guardian here. I know the guys and gals on the CACI booth, that's the word. I've been plugging Site Guardian, Enrique as well. Did a stand-up talk the other day. Site Guardian is something we're really particularly proud of. What it is, basically, it's a way to monitor all your Drupal sites from a remote dashboard. It means that when a security patch comes out, you can type the module into Site Guardian, and it will tell you, for example, which sites use that. Something which is almost impossible to do manually, or at least properly. So, becoming a maker, the value of contributing back to Drupal far outweighs the costs, and the benefits will be felt at every level across your business. So your job as part of a Drupal team is to try and sell the value of innovation, to justify the costs, and to get your company to become a team of makers. I am not a very good snowboarder. I am not a very good volleyball player. I'm also going to put my hand up and say I'm not a very good Drupal developer, because I'm a tech lead these days. But I have a passion for all those things. Sharing your passion for a thing, especially within a community, and especially within the Drupal community, is something that's extremely rewarding and powerful and can make big things happen. So your mission, I guess, is to go back to your company with your passion for Drupal, and perhaps start your own drip, whether that's a tiny aerosol drop or whether it's something a bit bigger, and that adds value to everything you do. Here's a slide you're probably sick of seeing, so I decided to vandalize it. I've got this sticker, this poster. I'm going to be spending some time in the contribution space tomorrow. I think I'm going to go to the beach first, hey. But we will be, probably myself and some of my ex-colleagues will be in the contribution space tomorrow. Under that sign, I'd love you to come and speak to me about snowboarding or volleyball, Drupal, or indeed creating your own drip. Gracias. I think we're out of time.
Yeah.
I think we're out of time.
Yeah.
If you've got any questions, I'm going to the talk that everyone else is going to now.
Yeah.
I will be in the contribution space. Feel free to come and find me. I'm Dunks on Drupal. I'm Duncan Worrell on LinkedIn. I don't sort of have an email address right now, so you can't even use email. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you about Drip. I'm super passionate about it. Enjoy the rest of DrupalCon, and possibly see you another day. Thank you.